I'm going to show you a 4-minute clip that took place in Queens, New York, about a woman. Parents died. She's left with a house. She goes over there and finds squatters. And who do you think is the one who gets arrested? 4-minute clip.
You be trying to steal my house. Yes, you are.
How about that? A squatter standoff. A property owner confronts a group of people she says moved into her $1 million home in Queens, and our cameras were rolling as dozens of officers showed up.
Several people were taken away in handcuffs, and one of those arrested may surprise you.
Investigative reporter Dan Krauth joins us now with more on what happened. Tell us, Dan.
Well, this is a very big growing problem. I received dozens of tips from viewers about this in just the past week. I went to do what I thought was going to be a routine interview. Instead, we capture what police and property owners are dealing with on a daily basis.
I have video of you. Who are these people? Figure out the situation. But they're in my house, man. Relax. No.
To understand how this day ended,
We need the police right away.
with multiple 911 calls and arrests, we have to start at the beginning.
Adele, the hardest question is, how do you say your name?
We met Adele Andaloro outside the home her parents left her in Flushing, Queens. She's in the process of selling it,
No, he locked it.
but she's been locked out. She claims squatters moved in on February 6th and refused to leave.
What's it like being here knowing you can't go inside of your own home?
It's enraging. It really is.
In New York, squatters have rights after 30 days.
By the time that someone does their investigation and they do their work and their job, we'll be well over the 30 days, and this man will have stolen my home. And now she's back.
Just after wrapping up our interview, a woman showed up.
What are you doing in the house? Are you renting this house? Why are you here?
She unlocked the front door, saw our cameras, and took off.
It's open. Let's go in the house. It's open.
Adele and her daughter, with the property deed in hand, went inside.
This is my furniture. These are my curtains.
She didn't just find her belongings inside.
There's a man sleeping right there. Get out of my house.
She found 2 men.
How long have you lived here?
I moved in about 2 days ago.
They've called the police on me, and I've called the locksmiths. I didn't come in illegally. The door was open.
Police started interviewing neighbors and looking for documents.
Do you have something that shows that you've been here for more than 30 days?
They took the man who told me he had been renting for 2 days out in handcuffs
They got one out.
and escorted the other guy off the property.
Now you're afraid to come out.
I'm not coming out. This house is empty. This is my home. My locksmith is on the corner waiting to change my locks. And that's not fair. It's not fair that I, as the homeowner, should be having to go through this.
How you doing?
Minutes later, a locksmith showed up, but police gave her a warning before they left.
I may end up in handcuffs today if this man shows up here and says that I have illegally evicted him. I said to them, let him take me to court the way I've been told to take him to court. But today, I'm not leaving my house.
Less than 10 minutes after police left and the locks were changed, the man who claims to be the one actually leasing the house shows up.
Call the police again.
With the other guy, police took off the property.
Do you see this? This guy just literally broke down my door, broke through myself and my daughter to get in here. This guy just forced himself into my house.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
No, he did.
And so did you.
Ma'am.
You broke through the front door.
Officer.
The man called the police on her.
So why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
They consider this a landlord-tenant issue. And by law, it has to be handled through the housing court, not with police.
If you own this house, you would not want her inside.
I don't own it.
Exactly,
Yes.
she does.
Yes, but then once again, you should know how the law works.
I do know how it works.
There's rules to the as you got to go to court and send me to civil court.
He says he signed a lease in October, but wouldn't tell us with who.
I got proof longer than that.
Show us the proof.
But who are you for me to show? I showed it to cops.
Dan with Channel 7 News. If you don't want to show it, you don't want to show it.
Proof. Come here, brother. I like that.
I would like to see it.
He didn't show me a lease.
This is a bill.
A bill for work he says he had done to the house. He didn't show police a lease either.
The police department doesn't have the lease?
No.
He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
I'm being arrested
For what?
For being,
for being in my own home.
And where's your lease?
She's fighting the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed
That's
is
what was
current
told
and
already.
legal.
Arrested for unlawful eviction. She changed the locks on a man who claims he lives there.
So how does this all end then? When do you leave?
The way it ends is either she pays me my money that I put into the house, pay me the money, and I'll leave, or send me to court, and we deal with the judge in court. It's that simple.
It's not that simple. It's a long process. Evictions can take close to 2 years to complete.
Property rights are what used to set America apart from everyone else. It's not that you would pick up a weapon necessarily to defend your property rights, but that the state apparatus would protect the investment and hard work of other people. This woman comes and finds that the lifelong work of her parents, that they turned over to her in an energy exchange down generations, was being stolen by these squatters, by these dirtbags. And instead of protecting her, she is now the one arrested for changing the locks, for attempting to get the squatter out of what is rightfully hers. This is communism. This is a free-for-all where the productive members of society are being penalized in the name of equity so that we all sink down to the same level. In fact, they're hauling her off to prison. She's going to have to deal with the courts. And as the reporter explained at the end of the segment, it's a 2-year potential process in order to evict these people. The U.S. is in a free fall. This is why people like me have moved away and are not coming back. I used to be incredibly proud to be an American citizen, and I've traveled the world. I've been to 60 countries. I've now lived in 7 of them. And I have no interest in returning to the United States because they are being taken over by these socialists, by these communists, by those who want to denigrate the hard work of others and put in a form of anarcho-tyranny, where if you go against the state, they will penalize you. But if you rise up and try to take that which was earned, underlined earned, by a citizen obeying the laws, well, then the state will protect you. And this is what happens when you vote for the socialists, when you vote for the Democrats, when you vote for Team Blue. And they want a permanent electoral majority in terms of how they are just flooding the country with illegal aliens, which, believe me, they will eventually get to vote. And they will never apologize for their actions because they have one thing in mind, and that is power. That is to take over our nation and destroy it in their image of what it should be. And rise from the ashes, from the greatest country on the face of the earth, something akin to the Soviet Union, where criminals are not penalized nearly as heavily as those who should know better, who are decent, common citizens. This woman wants her house back, and the state has taken it from her. The state has put up hurdles for her to get what is rightfully hers, and rewards, once again, those criminal squatters who think that they can take over and steal. The state is abetting those who are breaking the law. The same thing with the $950 that you're legally able to steal. Not legally able. You get a misdemeanor that is never enforced, that there are no consequences for, so people stop reporting it, and then crime magically goes down because you're not prosecuting anything. Oh my goodness, the statistics say that crime went down. No, it didn't, and you're seeing the livability in cities disappearing. We have a house in America somewhere, and the moment that my tenants move out, I'm going to sell the place. It's gone, disappeared, no more. I don't want to own property in an area, in a state or a country that does not enforce what our property laws, that's which you've earned. What, you're going to leave your computer out, somebody's going to take it, and they're going to arrest you for complaining that there was a thief? Imagine if the person is of color or an illegal alien and they get the special preferential treatment. Evil is being done to you in the United States, and it's being demonstrated here. The communists have taken over. Property rights, a thing of the past, slowly being chipped at and ebbed away. And once they get the permanent majority that they seek, that liberty, those property rights, will never return in the name of equity and fairness and compassion, of which these people, these social democrats, these commies, have none for the citizen that goes out and earns their keep.